new trailers. The weapons and mechanics overview, the third trailer, and a video by GameSpot where they got to play the game, and apparently it rules. So they made a hands-on preview. We're going to watch all three of these. First two are the official Monster Hunter account. The second is GameSpot. So credit where it's due. Credit where it's due. All right, let's get it started. Let me mute tab. Move over. Wait. Well, I'm a bad streamer. Maybe I'm just a bad gamer. Maybe it's everything. Let me move over. Boom, there we go. All right. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit.
My word. Is this a Lollabarina Floret?
That's not too ridiculously loud, right? That's a good volume. Had to turn this shit up to 4K. Ooh, that looks great. Is that a big ass spider, but also a flower? Question mark? Whoa. I don't think I've ever seen this monster before. Is this like brand new to Monster Hunter? Hey, I don't remember dual swords or dual daggers being held this way, not this way. I don't remember that. Is that new?
Once your business here is concluded, you should find shelter. The sands come alive this time of year, like a wild beast bristling with lightning.
Ooh, what a monster.
From the look of it, that must be this region's apex predator. Guild permission granted. Begin the hunt.
Hell yeah. I'm not waiting for permission, TBH. Guild permission my ass. I see this thing, I'm fucking it up. Or I'm dying to it. There's no in between. Oh, those particle effects are about to explode so many fucking computers. Yeah, those particle effects are about to blow up so many computers. Ooh, Bo looks really cool in this game. That was a good trailer. I think that was even better than the original launch trailer, TBH. Of course. We needed that.
So tasty.
Hey, I hope this doesn't sound racist, but why does the main character guy look like Rashid? Is it because it's in the same engine? Like, I'm not trying to be racist. It's like a real question. All right, let's get the next video ready, shall we? This one is going to be all the mechanics and weapons. I was gonna watch them all individually, but this one is 13 minutes and it looks like it's everything. I'm assuming it's everything. So we'll just watch it this way. Focus mode, okay, that's a new mechanic. Focus mode, they stole that from Rotwood. Oh, okay, it glows. Yeah, I think I've seen this before. I think I've seen this one. It's just all of them put together, which is good. Dang, they really farmed the content too, because they made it so that you watched each individual trailer and now you can watch all of them together. Like, and I didn't do that. I just watched the Focus trailer, like the mechanics trailer, a long time ago when it first dropped, and now I'm watching all the gameplay for the weapons. Is that blowgun? Now they're gonna show off the weapons. Yeah, that's greatsword. This looks amazing. If this is just standard ass RE engine, this looks really good. I don't know if I'm just overhyping the visuals, but this looks really good. This looks significantly better than World. World was also, you know, built on the PS4, but damn, this looks good. Ooh. Oh, did they make blocking like super busted? Pulling an Elden Ring, is blocking gonna be ridiculous? Because I remember blocking was pretty okay, but I don't think it was that good. Longsword? Yeah. An OG weapon. Let's go, Sephiroth. Yeah, and that's how you get the buff. Good. Wow, they don't show the tail piece get cut off. Lame. Sword and Shield. Hey, is that the Rathalos armor? Well, I figured it would come back. There's no way they don't have Rathalos, right? It's been in like every game. But that is the Rathalos armor set with Sword and Shield. Those animations are so crispy. Okay, that dual swords? Yep, that's dual swords. Dual blades, apologies. First of all, this character looks like Darly Dagger. Second of all, that is so crispy looking. I love it. Archdemon mode is basically the the focus mode or the power mode that the longsword has. I can't say focus because focus is the name of an actual mechanic now. I'm sorry, she's going full on Beyblade. That's sick. Hunting horn? Is that a hunting horn? Or is that hammer? That's hammer. Okay, I've never seen that hammer before. Oh, is Wirebug still gonna be in? Or are they gonna just have that grappling hook thing? That's something I haven't seen. Damn. This has got to be blunt force trauma. This shit's not fair. Bro got hit in the head like 18 times. That's hunting horn. There we go. That's the stance. This is the stance, like Hit would say. It says that can give you buffs. Can't it also buff teammates? But it's very important to mention that it also gives buffs to teammates. Okay, there we go. Melody effects also benefit your allies. Oh, that was sick. That was actually really cool looking. Lance? I remember when I was a Monster Hunter newbie on the PSP, I played Lance because it was baby easy. Like, I don't think it was inherently good. It was just like, how do you die with Lance? What are you bad or something? Gunlance? Yeah, Gunlance. Yeah. It's gonna be either gun lens or bow for me. I think everyone dabbles in a little sword and shield though, right? Like everybody? That's insect glaive, right? Switch axe. Ah. Damn. I like how they showed off different armor sets during the trailers. Charge blade. I like the charge blade and switch axe are basically just power crept versions of longsword and sword and shield. I love that. I'm not mad about it. I guess it's not inherently power crept when it comes to switch axe. I'm sorry, charge blade, because you actually have like meter management you have to do. There's no meter management with switch axe, I don't think. Of course, they give insect glaive to like the black dude with the yee ass haircut. No, I'm just kidding. That haircut's fine. But that armor set is cool looking. Bowgun? Is there only two now? Is there only light and heavy bowgun? Yep. Call of Duty Monster Warfare? Let's go. I think on any team of like 4 people, there should probably be someone using either bow or gun or bow gun. So I'm not mad about it. Insane ending for that. Just shoot him in the back with your gun a bunch. All right, here's heavy bowgun, right? They only have 2 now. There's no more medium. Medium's gone, right? Yeah. Did medium only exist for like a game? Oh yeah, it does have an auto guard function. Heavy bowguns have a shield on the front of them, right? There's regular bow. Let's go! Finally, with my giant arrows, my favorite. That is not an old bow dodge. That looks very fast. Oh, wow. They power crept bow? If you hit someone with a tracer around, it just like full charges and homes to them? Okay. Whoa, that's sick. This is the first time we're seeing damage numbers, by the way. I don't think any other trailer we saw damage numbers. Yeah, they turned them off for everything else. That's the only one where they show damage numbers. Oops. That's just light bowgun. It's the only one where they showed real damage numbers. Alright. We'll watch this last Monster Hunter thing and gush about the game some more later. This is by, of course, GameSpot, like I said before. We played Monster Hunter Wilds and it rules. Hands-on preview by GameSpot.
What's up, everybody?
Their picture
I'm
quality
here
looks a
with
lot
Jean-Luc
worse.
Seipke, and you just got to check out Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, this is the second time you've been able to check it out.
Oh, it looks like they're
First time
recording,
during Summer Game
like,
Fest. You didn't
the
get
screen.
to play, and that footage wasn't shown.
Yes. Last time the director for the game gave a demo. Didn't get a capture, didn't get to show any of it off. I've now gotten to play the game. It's actually the
This
same
looks a
concept.
little
I went to
worse.
see it at Summer Games Fest, so now I actually have hands-on with it. I can show it to you.
So you said it's pretty similar to what you saw,
Mhm.
but just for people who may have missed that video,
Yeah.
may not have been following it so far, what exactly does it entail?
Sure. Well, actually, I should clarify. I got to see two things.
Oh, okay.
One thing I can't show you, and that was essentially the opening of the game. To be fair, I'm probably not going to talk about it just because it's
Spoilers.
mostly cutscenes, story stuff. There's not really a reason to talk about that. You should just save that for
Did you
people
get
when
to
they get to play it.
mess around with the character creator?
No, I picked from a couple of presets. I picked someone who looks a lot like Susie Sphere Hunter, which I thought was funny. The only
The
really
cat
note I have
presets,
with
let's
those,
go! Look at
that
the
opening
palette
cutscenes I can't
goes!
show is that your character actually talks now, which I think is kind of
Oh,
interesting.
interesting.
Take these two while you're at it. I'm sure you'll find them useful. Got it.
What the
They're
fuck?
definitely going even further on the production value.
Why does my character talk? I liked
of
being a
all
silent
the
protagonist in
cutscenes.
Monster Hunter.
That's all I really have to say about that. What I can show you is the second thing I did, which is an early hunt you get to do. This is actually multiplayer. It was a 4-player hunt. I played with a couple other people. I think the creature is called a Doshiguma. It's like this giant bear-looking creature. They've shown it off a couple of times.
Yeah, this is the one that you beat up in all of the character trailers, or the weapon trailers.
First off,
This
we get to
picture
see the
quality
kind of
looks
camp area
pretty
that is
bad.
in the game.
Or
What's
maybe
cool
it's
about
just
it
the
is
game that we
camp
saw was a
is
vertical
entirely
slice.
on the same map as like the rest of the game. Like there is no,
What?
separation between like the
That's
camp
awesome.
and the hunting grounds anymore. There's still multiple hunting ground maps. And this one map that we got to play is the one they've shown a lot,
Okay.
mostly in
So
footage.
when you say there's multiple, are they all still connected, like to that same space, or does it seem like you load into a different area?
I think I can't say definitively, but I think you still load into different like map
but your
areas.
camp is there.
But your camp is always like
Okay.
attached, so you're never needing to go back to like a separate like camp area.
That's good.
Like that's what
Makes the world feel more
is,
seamless.
that's where your tent is. That's where like cooking is. All that stuff. There wasn't much to like wander around and do in that area yet, because I think it was still kind of early in the game. But I did get to like go to my tent, swap out my weapons, which brings me to another big change. Is you can have a secondary weapon now. Which
Yeah,
is pretty
you can hold
cool.
two. I heard about that.
Are they special weapons, or are they like you can pick two weapons?
It's
You can
just
pick
two
bowgun,
weapons.
you can
It's
pick
primary
sword.
weapon, you can
Yep.
pick a whole secondary weapon, which is pretty crazy and pretty I would say dramatically changes up the possibilities of the game. So for me, I went with the longsword, and then I took the light bowgun as my secondary. And then we went off to fight this creature. The creature shows kind of some of the new herding system they have. So some monsters will be in herds.
Herd together. Yeah, that looks really cool.
Hunt the alpha, so what we need to do is we need to get it away from the herd. And the way we did it with this one is you use like a large dung pod, and you just shoot it at them, and they kind of like get spooked, and they all like spread out and run out in different directions, and then we can like, single out the alpha and chase them down. I'm curious if there'll be different ways you need to hunt other creatures, but at least with this one specifically, it was the dung pod. Pretty simple, but just kind of like a cool new addition. The amount of creatures on screen is really impressive still. The game also looks pretty impressive. I will say, as you can probably tell in the footage, the frame was a little rough at spots, and also there was a lot of pop-in. Is
it on PS5?
Also,
Yeah.
This is still like an early build.
Yeah. It's an early build on PS5, probably running at 30 FPS. With like dynamic resolution scaling, trying to target 4K, but like natively probably, I don't know, like something like 1200p or something.
So
2025.
2025,
right?
no actual release date yet. So while
hopefully they touch it up
obviously
more.
hope the final game is smoother, like
Ooh,
still
yeah,
early for me to
it
pass
definitely looks
judgment on
very
that stuff.
30
It just
FPS
gives some context
sometimes.
on, like, what I was playing.
But like it doesn't.
The actual like fighting of the monsters themselves.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the
It's
lighting.
great. It feels very similar to World. It's
Maybe
got a lot of that,
the
like,
actual
heft, that weight to the
what's what I'm looking
animations, I would say
for,
World-
and maybe the capture card used, right? If this is footage from a PS5, they use the capture card to get it. Maybe their capture card or PC doesn't have good enough encoding, because I don't know. It'd be weird for them to show all the weapons and mechanics in a vertical slice that looks that good in comparison to this. I'm almost certain they're showing off the game on PS5 or Xbox. Like I don't see a reason why they would show the game on like highest graphic settings on like an RTX 4090 or something.
World has over Rise. Like Monster Hunter's always had like a weighty animation system. That's kind of what makes Monster Hunter. But I think this feels like it's taking it like even further in the way that I thought World did, versus where like Rise was maybe like a little bit snappier, if that makes sense.
Now,
Yeah,
when
look
you
at the
mentioned
man.
hunts,
I shouldn't
was
even look at
that,
the backgrounds. Don't look at the
a lot of
backgrounds.
the hunts kind of occur more naturally.
In the far distance, man, these backgrounds are really freaking me out, dude. Give me the heebie-jeebies. They look so bad.
You're
Yes.
not necessarily picking up a quest and
I hope it's the
really
capture card or
heading
something.
out. Instead, you can just kind of explore, pick a monster, hunt it, and then that sort of becomes the quest. Is that still the case? Did that feel natural?
That is still the case. I mean, obviously in this demo, they kind of like forced us
they
to
were
pick
like, all right,
this.
fight this.
You're gonna fight this
Sure.
specific thing, but yes, there is no quest board. You just go and you're
What?
like, hunt this monster, and then when you start hunting that monster, it says like, hey, that's your
Begin quest,
I
yeah.
even went and tried to fight another monster later that it said like, hey, you can't make this a quest right now, which is interesting. I assume
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if that was demo related or maybe like story related, where like, oh, later on you can unlock it, but basically,
Is
like,
that the apex
attacking a
predator of the
monster
area?
starts a quest
Okay.
for that monster.
I still
There does
think
not
you
seem to be
should. There should be a quest
quest
board, but
in the open
whatever.
world, which is, I think, super cool and interesting. Like, it feels,
I like a
less
quest board.
restrictive than those past games.
So another thing too that they kind of teased in the trailer.
That feels
and we're
very
seeing
Breath
right
of the
now,
Wild
is
to
there's
not have a quest
lightning
board.
storm going on.
Yes.
How does that? How does that work? How does that affect gameplay? Is it just there to look pretty? Can you actually get hit by these lightning bolts?
I did not get hit by the lightning bolts. I think you maybe can. So the lightning storms just kind of will happen at random periods, and they do drastically change up. Well, not only just like visually, obviously, like
Yeah.
you said, and maybe like your visibility into the environment, but it also changes up like what's available. So when there's lightning out, like the lightning bugs, the little flash flies will like show up more. Certain fauna changes. It also causes this other monster, which is kind of like the big territorial monster of this region, it seems, which is this huge lightning dragon. They show up specifically when the lightning storm happens.
Oh,
It's
that's kind
kinda
of
neat.
cool.
Yeah. I tried to fight them. I died horribly, but it was fun. It was a fun little challenge on myself. Let's talk combat. So the big thing that they've been talking about with this game is the focus mode. which is this new ability that you have regardless of what weapon, where essentially by holding the left trigger, it gives you a more finite control, like a proper reticle pops up, and you can kind of get more precise with your movements on your attacks.
Okay,
so
that's
the way
cool.
that kind of played with the longsword was pretty nice because I was able to kind of like more accurately aim at like a leg or like a specific body
Yeah,
part.
anything that you need
As
to
part of the
try to
focus mode,
break,
you'll
right?
actually see
What the weak
weak
spot is.
areas glowing in red. So when you attack an enemy and you do enough damage to a certain body part, that body part becomes weakened, and then everyone who's their focus mode can see it's weakened. So like it would happen on like their back or
Oh,
their
okay.
face, and then it's like hit that, keep hitting that for more damage. So like you'll kind of want to like coordinate with your teammates and see like, okay, they've been attacking this, we should all keep attacking this specific spot now. And then also just focus mode, just like at least for the longsword, I felt like it gave me more control when I was trying to like time a certain attacks. A big thing in Monster Hunter is that like weighty animation swing. So when you miss it, you're like, it
Shit,
just
I
moves
feel
out of the way,
bad.
and then you're just,
Yeah.
like attacking nothing for like 5 seconds.
Like that.
Which still happens a lot, but the focus mode kind of gives you like a greater sense of control, which is cool.
That seems like a perfect fit for Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter doesn't really have a traditional lock-on, doesn't have a lock-on at all. And I don't think you could add a lock-on to Monster Hunter.
If
I
you
don't
added
think
a
it
lock-on, the
necessarily
game would be
work
too
with
easy.
The style of combat. So I
Yeah.
feel like
No, you could do it. It would
with
just be
greater
way
control
too
of where you
easy.
can slice your sword seems like the way to go.
Just a little bit more control over it. Obviously it I wouldn't say it like makes it easier necessarily. It's more just it gives you like,
lock-on
little bit more
would.
control.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I played the longsword. I will say, at least in my experiments with the longsword, it's very similar to how it was in Rise. It wasn't too different. I also messed with the dual blades, and again, they kind of felt very similar. I know they've put out like a video detailing all the little tiny changes. You can probably go watch all of those if you want to see the specifics.
At the lightning
But,
dragon
yeah,
thing?
I mean, like, the
Whoa.
weapons just like felt great. It was cool having two. So, for example, when we're riding on the mount, I would like switch over to the light bowgun so that while I was riding, I could just like pop up.
Start picking at the monster,
shots on
yeah,
it
good
and
idea.
stuff, which is really neat. The cool thing about the mount is it has an auto run feature. If you hit up on the D-pad, it will just automatically
moving.
start running
Okay.
to
Is it-
whatever you're
Oh, so
hunting.
it follows the destination. It's not just forward. Cool.
Yes, it specifically will follow the destination. So if you're hunting a monster, it'll follow that monster. You can
Wow.
control at any time, so you don't
By
have to
pressing up
auto-run.
again,
But
yeah.
the nice thing about the auto run is you can just do that, and then it's like, okay, I don't have to worry about that, so I can focus on healing up, or like applying a buff, or switching weapons, using your like sharpening.
Yeah,
all that
that's pretty
stuff.
cool.
So,
I fuck with that big time.
really cool. Like, it's nice because this game definitely continues that Monster Hunter tradition of overwhelming levels of menus and systems sometimes.
Sure. Yeah. It sounds like a streamlined Monster Hunter experience in terms of like how you get into these missions, how you
Yes.
play with friends. But it
Man,
seems
this
like it's
capture
still
looks
very
really
much
bad.
Monster Hunter in terms
Oh,
of,
absolutely.
I gotta see if
terms
someone
of,
has a better
you know,
capture of this.
like the combat.
But I mean, it's
the
Monster Hunter. I'm gonna
builds,
play the hell out of this
you know,
game.
The depth all seems still there. If anything, it seems even more advanced with stuff like the herds and the way monsters interact, and with how big the maps are now. Like, it's huge. Like this
did
one
you,
map.
Did you get a sense of how big that area
Holy.
was?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give like an exact measurement based on previous maps, but it felt to me like one of the biggest Monster Hunter maps I've certainly wandered around in. I mean, like the upper area was this kind of more like grasslandsy kind of area, and then like to the south was this giant like expansive desert with like these huge
Where you are
dunes,
right now.
which is where I am right now in the footage. These massive dunes, really impressive looking, and then there was like even the kind of these more winding caves, sort of like to the left. I kind of did like a little just once around to just kind of explore the area, and I still feel like I probably barely scratched the surface of
That
everything
looks
about
really
it, which
big.
is always what I love about Monster Hunter maps. They
Imagine if you
there's
didn't
a
have the
lot to
dog
them,
to ride.
you
The
Yeah,
map
I
would
mean,
probably
it
be
looks-
too big.
It looks great. Really excited for it. You kind of mentioned it, but it seems like the only sort of not red flag, but concern is your game crashed at one point. It's a little buggy.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
game's not launched
It's
yet.
early. That's a preview build. I'm not.
Yeah, the game's not
worried about
launched
that
yet.
yet. Like I said,
I'm more concerned about the fact that there's no quest board, which means no sense of direction for very new players to Monster Hunter. That's not good. Like, yeah, it makes it more sandboxy for people who already understand and know how to play Monster Hunter, such as myself,
Came
such
out
as
as
my
more Game
damn, he
Pass.
got fucked up, such as my
that
friends who
was
play
the
a lot of
coolest
Monster
thing I saw
Hunter.
there. despite
But-
having not actually played it. And now that I
I don't
have
know,
played it, I
man.
continue to think it's the coolest.
Transport
thing
adds some sense of
seen in a
progression
while. Like, it's
that
just-
is
I'm
necessary
so excited
for
this game, and if everything
a
is
new
showing
player looking for a more
together,
streamlined
like, I
experience.
really
Which
think this is
I
gonna
mean,
be,
I
like,
kind of still want
one
that
of the
from
best Monster
people who
Hunter
are
in a while,
trying to
and
get
it's
into
probably,
Monster Hunter.
like, maybe one of the best games of 2025. So
Hell yeah.
yeah.
And there you have it. That is Monster Hunter Wilds. It's supposed to release in 2025. And when we get more news, you'll be the first to know. We'll see you next time.
Damn, that looks fucking good, man. That looks really freaking good, man. I just I need this game out. It's probably gonna cost $70, but that's okay. I feel like it's probably gonna be worth the $70. I usually don't want to play video games that are full price anymore. I don't think they're usually worth it, but I think this one's gonna be for sure.